Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Tyler from Nintendo News Network, and today I'm going to be talking about one of Nintendo's forgotten games, Mania. Here we go. Now, in case you don't know, Mania is one of the few titles produced by Shigeru Miyamoto that was not that popular after its release. If you were to ask any Nintendo fan about an underrated Shigeru Miyamoto game, they would probably say Devil's World, which is a game that was only released in Japan and Europe and was not released in America for obvious reasons. But Mania itself was released in all regions, and it is actually a very good game. The problem is, it was released around the same time as Pokemon in Japan, and was also released around the same time as the Nintendo 64 in America, so it was very overshadowed by other major Nintendo accomplishments. The good thing about this game is that it is definitely a Shigeru Miyamoto game. It feels like something he would have made, because he did make it. In Mania, you play a mole named Muddy Mole, and the entire point of this game is to solve puzzles using balls, pipes, and to go to other areas of these little puzzle screens. Along the way, Muddy Mole meets many different enemies and bosses, and there are 8 different worlds that Muddy Mole has to traverse. Each world has its own theme based on weather conditions and geographic locations, such as the beach and a snow world, and the game itself is a slow-paced puzzle. Every screen is about the same, with just varying difficulty throughout the entire world. Some screens in the later worlds are substantially difficult and can take you upwards of 10 to 20 minutes to solve just one screen, but once you do the accomplishment of beating that screen, makes you want to continue playing the game. At the end of every world is a boss, and let me tell you, the bosses are no doubt the worst part of the game. The game shines while you're trying to solve these small puzzle screens, but once you hit the boss, you stop. It would take an average person that knows nothing about the game beforehand many tries to defeat just the average boss.
Also, each level acts as a maze.
The game itself is actually pretty long for a Great Kart Gameboy game, and can take you upwards of a couple of hours. Problem is, some puzzles can't be completed if certain moves are done, and you will have to restart certain screens over and over again because you accidentally pushed a button, or you accidentally put a hole where you shouldn't have. It should be stated that the balls that you use to kill enemies and break walls to be able to complete levels, when falling down holes, respawn in their original location. This is incredibly annoying and can cause an entire puzzle to be unbeatable. Also, for some reason, I can't get in my head which button does what. One button digs and the other button grabs, and if you dig instead of grabbing, you can render the puzzle unbeatable. Mania was probably a great handheld game when it came out back in 1996, but certain aspects of it did not age well, especially the points where certain levels are rendered unbeatable due to certain moves. That is incredibly annoying, but thankfully there is a restart button in the game's options. This is obviously a very good Nintendo-made game for the time, and I do recommend picking it up. You can find it on Amazon or eBay, loose cart, for about $5. So this is a decent game for you to try and pick up and check out, because it is the definition of a forgotten Nintendo game. Mania could have been an even better game if some of the problems were fixed in future titles, and it could be a great game to have an HD remake put into the Wii U eShop. Mania is also available in the 3DS eShop for $2.99, and I do recommend going to check it out, especially for that kind of price. If this game was any more expensive than it is, then the problems would not outweigh the price itself, but since it's only $5, I say check it out and kind of forget about the certain problems that it has, because if you get past those problems, what you have is a decently fun, forgotten Nintendo game. And any forgotten Nintendo game deserves to not be forgotten. So thank you for watching. This is my first episode of Nintendo's Forgotten Games. If there's anything that you think I should fix, please tell me in the comments below. But thank you for watching, like I said. I'm Tyler McVicker. This is Nintendo News Network. Adios.